guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shay and this is Manifesting with Karmic Psych Gal. If you are new here, welcome. Here on my channel I talk about different techniques that you can use to manifest the life that you deserve, my journey to ascension, and just ultimately creating the life that I want to have. If you can see by the title of this video, today I am talking about animal totems. This is the second video in this series. It's been about 3 months since I did the last one, so you know, I wanted to do another video because lately I have been seeing a bunch of different types of birds and just kind of getting them in my messages as well. So if you are a regular subscriber, thank you for joining me again in another video. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Like this video if you enjoy my content, and of course share if you feel called to do so. So I'm gonna jump right in. The first animal that I am talking about today, well, the first bird I'm talking about is an owl. So I think most people see owls and they recognize that they symbolize wisdom, but there is so much more to owls. So if you watch my last series, then you know that I get into the spiritual meaning, but also the facts and details about these specific animals and where the message lies within. So if you've been seeing owls lately, chances are that it is time for you to go deep inside of yourself and look for your own wisdom, like what it is that you need to be learning for a situation. You could possibly be searching for answers or clarities to something, but what you need to know is that the answers lie within yourself. You ultimately have those answers. This is about a deep inner connection to yourself, so it would be great if you like meditate and really get connected within your higher self. Those are where you're going to find those answers. Owls also stand for having good judgment, knowledge in general, having a sharp vision, keen observations, and also just basically your insight and intuition. Owls can be also known as a symbol of death in some parts of the world, but I don't think that's like something that they're recognized for like these days. So some facts about owls is they actually have asymmetrical ears. And also their eyes are binocular, which means they're immobile. Owls have deep set eyes, which means they are tubular, and they go pretty much all the way to the back of their head, and they cannot look around like we can. They don't have the vision to look around. That is why they have the ability to turn their head 270 degrees, because their eyes actually don't move, which is super interesting. A group of owls is called a parliament, which was super interesting to me because when you think about parliament, you think about like a group of people that make decisions for the well-being of other people. So when you see an owl, this is definitely a sign as far as decision making, and if you're making the right choice. And if you are having trouble making a decision, just know that you already have the answers that you need. And this is telling you to focus on the small details of things. Owls really give me that Virgo energy, that Hermit card energy, because this is about going within yourself and finding your purpose and finding the answers that you seek. And owls are just known for that tunnel vision. So like a Virgo, they are just hyper focused on things and seeing the details of things as well. Of course, everybody knows what the saying night owls come from, because owls hunt their prey at night. Owls are also this symbol of like war and victory. If you guys have ever seen like any of the superhero movies or like Greek mythology or anything like that, Athena, the Greek goddess of wisdom and also war, she had a animal totem which was an owl, like a familiar, and anytime that they would see that owl come into battle, then they would know that there was a victory. When you see an owl, this is a message that you need to see past illusions and false truth. This means that there's a truth that is really looking you in the face that you pretty much are refusing to believe or see for what it is. It's really telling you to observe your surroundings and take a great look, like how I would look in so many directions, being able to pivot their head almost completely around. That is what you need to do to really pivot in this situation and figure out what it is that you need to see that you're not really seeing. When you see an owl, this really means for you to be still, to be present, to be focused, and just really observe and absorb what is going on. This is the time not to take any action. When you see an owl, this means to be still. Some interesting facts about owls is that a lot of farmers and things like that, they look forward to having owls on their property because they are pest control. So if you do see an owl, then this could mean that you need to clean up your life. This means that this could be as far as your habits, this could be the company you keep, and just generally where it is that you are dishing out your energy and it's not in a healthy manner. Another super interesting fact to me that I did not know at all is that owls swallow their prey whole. Like, they swallow the whole thing and then regurgitate like the remains of whatever it is that they ate. They are masters at camouflage. So this is what I mean about at this time going within yourself and really just fading into the background at the moment, just putting on this camo, so to speak, so that you can just be there to observe, to watch. Owls also have super hearing, so this is a time for you to speak less and to hear more. It's like that saying, God gave us one mouth and two ears for a reason. It's because you're supposed to do double the listening than the talking that you're doing. And another super interesting fact about owls is that they also have silent flight. I don't know if you guys ever seen one of those cool videos of an owl taking flight. A lot of people put them in slow motion and stuff because it's just like so magical looking, like majestic, and their feathers somehow don't create any noise. So when they go and they start to take flight, you can't hear not a single noise. It's literally silent, and that is really cool. So I think that also tells you, when you see an owl, you know, to keep quiet about certain things, to lay low until the time is right for you to, you know, speak or make a noise or make yourself known. So the next animal totem is a cardinal. I talked about this frequently in my last video because this is one of the animal totems that I see frequently, and honestly it's one of my favorites because it reminds me of my mother. If you watch any of my past videos, then you know that my mom passed away in 2014, and when I see a cardinal, that just reminds me of her. One, because I grew up around cardinals, and I can't remember what it was, but I feel like my sister did a book report or like some type of project on a cardinal when I was little. But I just remember us having this poster of a cardinal. My grandma had helped my sister literally put the feathers and everything on this bird, and it would just be in our basement for years and years and years. And I just remember seeing it all the time. So when I see a cardinal, I know for sure that is my mom reaching out to me, telling me that she loves me, that everything's going to be okay, and, you know, that she's just around looking after me. So when you see a cardinal, obviously that is a message from a past one, or even just an angel message. You will see them in times of celebration or even in times of distress. Just a reminder to let you know to keep going, to never give up, don't stop, and that you are loved. I felt this vibration as I was studying and learning more about the cardinal, is that cardinals are love birds, literally. First of all, they're the color red, which is like of the root chakra. So when you see a cardinal, this could mean that you need to do some grounding. You could be having some anxiety, or, you know, some stress, or you just could not be feeling comfortable, or just have this mentality of fear or lack. So when you see a cardinal, you definitely want to work on your root chakra and help yourself to become more grounded. Cardinals are a signify love and compassion, and also to observe your surroundings. So when you see a cardinal, this could mean that you should be putting out more love, or that you need to be receiving more love from a situation, and just also to have compassion for other people and things like that. Birds are literally so freaking cute. Like, the they are known as the kissing birds because, first of all, they mate for life. So when a male and a female mates, the male feeds the female. Like, he goes to get the food for her and he feeds her, and they have these short tiny beaks, because mostly they eat like seeds, like especially like sunflower seeds, nuts and stuff like that, and their beaks are specially made to crack open these things. So literally you'll see them sometimes if you ever do bird watching, and you'll see the male feeding the female, and it looks like they're kissing. They're so sweet. If you do see a cardinal, this could symbolize love coming into your life, or that you just need to be more observant of how you are giving love and how you are receiving love, and just trying to be more open to love in your life, and just meeting people with love and compassion in every rate, no matter who they are to you. Some interesting facts about cardinals is that they are the first bird to feed in the morning and the last bird to feed at night. So I feel like when you see a cardinal, this could be about you getting your priorities straight. Definitely you want to make sure that in the morning time you are having some type of routine, and in the nighttime you are having a routine. I think that is a beautiful message, and to just fill yourself with that love in the morning time as well. The more self-care and the self-love that you have, the better your life is, because that puts you in a space where you become in alignment. Because when you love on yourself unconditionally, then you can accept yourself for who you are, and you can live more authentically. Cardinals have a very short lifespan of only 3 years, and it's mostly because a lot of predators, because they're smaller birds, some disease, accidents, and then starvation. Cardinals are a bird that do not migrate at all. They stay exactly where they are because they mostly eat like seeds and nuts like that, things like that. So they don't necessarily need to move somewhere else to get that. They don't need to be in a warmer climate to get those type of foods. And this was really interesting as well, that once yearly, cardinals shed every last one of their feathers, and for 2 weeks they are completely bare, like naked, no feathers or nothing. And then after those 2 weeks, their feathers begin to grow back and regenerate. And I feel like this is definitely a symbolization for a transformation, and for letting go the things that don't serve you in life, and how the universe will replace even better things to come in once you let those things go. So cardinals have several different names for when they are in a flock or a group. They can be called a college, a conclave, a deck, or Vatican, or a radiance. And I feel like those were very interesting names to describe this type of bird and what that kind of meaning could be for you. So if you see a cardinal, this could mean that you want to do more on your studies, specifically religious or spiritual studies. This could mean something about possibly getting a tarot reading, or kind of like laying all your cards out, like sharing your emotions and feelings. And then radiance of what I was saying about that self-love, and like really channeling that to yourself. Cardinals are so stinking cute. Their song, well, first of all, they have over 24 songs that they sing, and the female, they have even more songs that they sing. They have a beautiful sound, and when they sing, it literally sounds like they're saying cheer, cheer, cheer. Like, how adorable is that? And that is literally just saying these are your angels here cheering you on, telling you like, you got this, you can do this no matter what, like don't stop, keep going. And I just love that. When I think about a cardinal, I literally think about that song Three Little Birds by Bob Marley. And he's literally saying like, when I wake up in the morning and it's three little birds outside my doorstep, this is my message to you. Every little thing is going to be all right. I love that song. And when I see a cardinal, instantly that song just appears in my head. Another interesting fact about cardinals is this is not a bird that is specific to one region or one area, even though they don't migrate, so they stay wherever it is that they were born at. They are found all over the world in all different type of places and all different climates. So this is super cool. And this just gave me that reminder of like God is everywhere. God is always watching. He's always looking out for you. And the other thing, like I said, they mate for life. So they are monogamous. When you see cardinals, this could mean that you are entering into a monogamous relationship, or maybe you should try giving monogamy a chance and that it will benefit your life in somehow. And it is just very sweet. And this is an interesting fact just about birds in general, but most birds, only the men can sing, which is super interesting. Like the male bird can sing, but in cardinals, both the male and the female can sing. And like I said, the female actually has more songs than the male. So it's a very beautiful animal totem. And if you see them, just know that your angels are looking out for you, and you know, they're sending you well wishes. The last animal totem I wanted to talk about today was the crow. This is an animal totem that I have been seeing like crazy. I've been seeing them everywhere in my readings. I've been seeing them in real life. I've been hearing them audibly. So it's just like they are everywhere. The cool thing about crows is because they don't have just one message. They carry several messages depending on how many they are, or even how many you are hearing. Crows stand for clairvoyancy and just having this magical sense about them. There are so many interesting facts about crows. They just represent the mystery in life, your destiny, your life purpose, your personal transformations, and then alchemy. If you guys don't know what alchemy is, I definitely recommend you reading The Alchemist. It is a very great book. I recommend it on like Audible, because it's even better to listen to it than to read it. And it's just this story of this kid who found his life purpose and found out that he was an alchemist, which means that he can transmute energy. And the thing is that we all are alchemists. We all can transmute energy. It's literally just about taking one substance and turn it into another thing. And that is what we do on a daily basis. When you're feeling sad and you put on a music that is on a vibration of love or happiness, then you are transmuting energy, and instantly you start to feel that love and happiness in your vibration. So if you see a crow, then that could be a sign for you to get into another vibration, to get into alignment, to find more about your life purpose and your destiny. And this is also a sign for you to be okay with the unknown. Do not let fear ever stop you. This could be a sign that when you see a crow, that you might be having some fear. You might be afraid of change. This is saying be fearless, be flexible, and be adaptable, and be accepting of change. The crow is like the bird form of the life path 5. So when you see a crow, depending on how the number of it is, then it could be a different message each time, like I said. Okay, so if you see one crow, then that means that it is So if you just see one crow, then that means that there's just a message from your angel. So you want to pay attention to your thoughts at the time if you see that one crow, or your surroundings, what it is that you're seeing or hearing at that moment. That is a message that is divinely guided for you. If you see two crows, then that means that it's good news. That means that good news is coming your way. If you see three crows, then that means there's a wedding that could be for yourself or maybe someone around you. If you see four crows, then that is about wealth. That means that you are coming into some money. If you see five crows, then this could mean some type of pain or disease or sickness, and that can mean yourself or people that you're surrounding, anyone that you might be taking on their energy. If you see six, it means theft. So that could possibly mean, like they said specifically, theft in your home, but you know, there could be anything. There could be a car break-in or your workplace or whatever, however it may affect you. If you see seven crows, that means that there may be a move coming into your life, or maybe that there's some changes in your life that need to be made. And if you see eight crows, then that means that it is sorrow. There's some type of sadness that is going to affect your life soon. Now, if you stay grounded if your root chakra is aligned, then a lot of times we feel emotions, and we're meant to feel them, we're meant to experience them, and then let them go and move on with our life and move on with our day. And that's normal. That is what we're supposed to do. And then we just keep on, going with our story. So don't ever think you see a message and you're like, oh, 8 crows, like, oh man, something's bad is going to happen to me. That just might mean that you need to be more in tune with your emotions. Maybe you actually are sad about something, but you've literally been sweeping it under the rug and not like feeling your emotions. So that is what the message could be like. You got to figure out what these messages mean to you. It doesn't mean specifically you're going to catch a disease or specifically you're going to die. It just means that you need to be more present about what is going on. And if you see a crow and it is dead, that means that it is time to speak your truth. It means that you might have a blockage in your throat chakra and that you have trouble communicating with other people. But right now is the time to say what you got to say. Now, as far as like hearing different crows, this is kind of like hard to say, but you can kind of tell the difference between crows and what they sound like because they have languages. They have different dialects specific to each region that they're in, and they can actually learn these languages and teach each other these languages as well, which is so interesting. Crows have very interesting behaviors and human-like behaviors because they have a brain that is similar to a human and a monkey. They are very intelligent and they have intelligent behaviors, and they are very emotional birds. They are not just a regular animal, okay? So when you hear a crow, you can kind of make out that it's more than one bird because depending on what they're saying back and forth to each other, you can tell that it's more than one. Like, you just can hear it. So if you hear one caw, that is what their bird call is. It's called a caw. Then that means bad luck. If you hear 2, that means it is good news. If you hear 3, this is good health and blessings for you and your family. If you hear 4 crows caw, then that means prosperity, that money is entering into your life. If you hear 5, then that is bad news. And if you hear 6 or more, then that could possibly signify death. And like I said, death could be a transformation. It doesn't always mean like a physical death. It might just mean that you are literally about to have a tower moment. You are about to have a huge transformation in your life and you need to buckle up. It could be a warning of that. So back to what I was saying about crows being so super smart. Some interesting facts about them is they can actually remember human faces. I remember this was a while ago, but if you've ever watched Bones, it is one of my favorite shows. It has this woman on there and she's an anthropologist, which means she studies bones, and she works along with the police to investigate crimes and find out how crimes were committed and how people died by studying their bones. It is very interesting and it's a super cool show. But there's this one episode where they go to this like barn and they're trying to like do something, and there's all these crows around, and literally the crow like follows them around and brings something to where the person was that they left at the barn. And it's like crows can remember our faces. They're super smart. So not only can they remember us, they actually can like build up a resentment towards us. If you do something that they don't like, they will remember that. They have a very good memory and they will hold that against you, and they can actually teach the other crows not to like you as well. They actually also bicker amongst themselves. So like they are very big on like trust, and they do not like deceptive behavior. So if they feel like they can't trust you or they're being deceptive, then they're going to remember that. And if they feel like that from another crow, they're also going to remember that. I read something and it said that crows say like if they gathered food, because they all gather food together and then they split it equally amongst each other. If they notice that one of the crows is trying to kind of get more food than his share, they will literally resent that crow and just not include him in picking any of the food anymore. It's like he's kicked out of the family. Another interesting thing about crow is because they do have such a good memory, they stay attached to their family for a long time. So if you see a crow, this could mean that you need to spend more time with your family, or that you need to strengthen your familiar bonds. Crows will move away from their family, go away from the nest, and they will come back and see their family all the time. They literally like hang out. Like, it is so cool and amazing to think that a bird literally moves out, basically goes to college, and then will come back and visit the bird parents. Like, what? That's crazy. A group of crows is called a murder, and that is probably why if you hear 6 or more, then it means death. They are 17 million years old, so I can imagine that is why they are so smart and intelligent, because their brain has evolved over all this time. So they are really one of the oldest species of bird, and just like the cardinal, they have one mate for life. So if you see a crow, there's usually more than one, and if it's not, it's because maybe one is going out to get food. And like I said, they do have those regional dialects, so it's so interesting that they speak in different languages just like us. And it's almost like slang. Like, they pretty much have slang. Like, I'm from over here, this is what I speak. I moved over here and I learned their dialect as well. Like, very cool. This could definitely be, if you see crows, that you need to learn how to communicate a lot better, and how you need to check your relationships, especially your familiar ones, and see how it is that you're communicating, and what it is, what behaviors you need to learn and adapt, so that you can work better with other people, especially your family members. Crows even have funerals if one of their familiar crows dies. So that's like very interesting. Like, wow, have you ever heard of an animal or a bird having a funeral? I haven't. And crows also live up to 12 years, which is a pretty lengthy time for a bird's lifespan. Yeah, so that was all the information that I had for all 3 of these totems. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it was a good watch for you and you learned something. Please let me know below in the comments, what animals do you want to see on my next animal totem video for this series. Make sure that you are following me on Instagram and Twitter at Karmic Sight Gal. You can book with me at fullmoonbeauties.com. And also, if you see my shirt, it says regular bitch. This is my friend's clothing line. I'm gonna link it below, and you can get this shirt. She also does like hoodies and shirts that are not crops, and they're super cute and cozy, and I love them. So if you guys have any questions for me, go ahead and send me an email as well at fullmoonbeauties@yahoo.com, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.